Hello everyone and welcome to playdate number 5 of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 2 group stage. We have one more match to go for all of the players, except for the players in Group C. And we're gonna start with a pretty important one, basically a deciding match for one slot in the playoffs. Between these two players, the loser is going to be out of the tournament. The winner is going to play a best of 5 against someone else from a different group to decide which one of them is going to be allowed to go to the finals. And the players here are the Swedish orc player KnOfF, spawning on the left hand side of Echo Isles. And he's starting completely normal, as you can see. Whereas his opponent is the German Undead player in blue, HasuObs, who starts with Alter, Sigurd and the Crypt delayed. You know, on the contrary to what we've seen most of the time in this tournament, which was the slightly delayed Sigurd with the quick DK and quick ghouls. Or, you know, against Orc we've also seen a lot of just straight up Fiend play right from the get-go. So DK is the hero choice of HasuObs, Blademaster is the hero choice of KnOfF. And he is adding a quick graveyard here, so he's going for the, especially for this time, extremely modern and not at all standard late Fiend build. So yeah, he's, you know, like we've seen it tons of times since then. He's gonna get this DK out, grab a couple of items, you know, Rot and Dust, and then head across the map and yeah, try to start with some harassment, try to have the Blademaster of KnOfF creep as slowly as he can get him to. In the meantime, KnOfF does go for the second burrow with regular timing and for the Voodoo Lodge, so not skipping anything early on. Gonna go for his standard tech, nothing, you know, overly quickly. And both of the heroes are out. KnOfF immediately is gonna start doing some creeping here. Thanks to his build, he's not going to be able to just creep the one Ogre Warrior out and then pick up items immediately, which he would love to do against this build by his opponent. But as I stated, this build was not at all the standard at the time. DK is coming in, first Gloves of Haste picked up by the Blademaster, and he's gonna get the one troll killed. The other one is gonna have to wait for his demise happening. DK isn't going to be able to do all too much as long as he's being chased by the Blademaster and the Grunt, but that's all he wants to have happen. He doesn't aim to get any great XP or any great kills here early on. He just wants KnOfF not to have anything happen. And HasuObs is going for the super greedy quick tech here, not getting the second Sigurd beforehand and not getting a Rubin Tower beforehand. But I guess as he has scouted with his Ecolite early on, which I think should still be, yeah, it's still alive. Just sitting here waiting for the Blademaster to potentially come here and try and snipe out the Ogre matchup, which he's not doing currently. Yeah, with the Scout Ecolite, with his DK, with the Skeletons, he has seen that the entire Orc force is on the left hand side of the map and that KnOfF is not going to have the means to come in here and punish this super greedy quick tech by him, and therefore I think he should be able to get away with it. If you compare it, KnOfF is yeah, quite a bit behind. And he's gonna pick up the boots right now. It is soon to be 19 o'clock. The DK running around the middle of the map. Not really sure. Ah, okay, he just killed a critter here. That's why he was waiting. Blademaster did pick up the boots of speed. And he's heading towards the right hand side right now. Of course, trying to avoid the Death Knight from finding him. For the time being, he's successful in doing so. He's going ahead, trying to kill the Murloc Nightcrawler. He's going to be able to do so. The Grunts in the meantime are finishing the last remaining troll. He's going to hope for an XP Tome here. Let's see if he finds it. No, he did not find it. It was a Tome of Agility, if I saw it correctly. HasuObs might get more lucky. No, he isn't. So neither of the players getting a yeah, great advantage here early on in terms of item drops. Blademaster is heading towards the top again. 1, 2, 3 Grunts out. He could continue creeping here if he wanted to, or send the Grunts out on the map to creep something more ambitious. The shop, of course, comes to mind quite quickly because the two Forest Row Berserkers do have medium armor and they die quite quickly against the normal damage of the Grunts. And KnOfF sees the Ecolite here, so is he gonna dare revealing here, revealing himself here? Yes, he is. Maybe because he has seen the Death Knight down here with the Grunts and he knows that the Death Knight isn't gonna be in position, but it looks like the Death Knight did get a Staff of Teleportation. He just got away with staffing in time before the Ecolite did get killed here. Blademaster was trying to get the kill quickly, but wasn't able to do so. He still has 2 charges of Dust of Appearance, so it's not going to be all too easy for the Blademaster to get the kill. Does he use the Dust here? I think he should perhaps do so, just to be aware of when the Blademaster is still around, but he decides not to use the Dust still. And the Blademaster, is he going to get the last hit here? He needs 1 more hit now. Oh, getting the last hit with the crit. Quite lucky there for KnOfF, but then again, HasuObs didn't even reach out for a coil, so I think even if he hadn't gotten the crit there, just the next hit of the Blademaster would have secured the kill there anyways, and the DK wouldn't have had the chance to do anything about it. So, tier 2 has been reached. Lich in production, and Sacrificial Pit extremely early on here for HasuObs, who decides to go for the Sacrificial Pit before the Slaughterhouse. So it looks like he seems to value the Shade quite greatly here compared to the early statues. In the meantime, KnOfF has killed the 2 Forest Troll Berserkers here already and continues creeping with the Blademaster. A pretty solid early game thus far for KnOfF, finding the replenishment potion, which comes in quite handy here for the Blademaster. He can continue harassment immediately. Looks like he's gonna head towards the right hand side of the map, though not expecting HasuObs to just say, you know, quite conservatively, not overly ambitious, just finish off the remainders of this creep camp instead of going for something more greedy early on, which of course would also provide a greater reward. Tier 3 in the meantime started for HasuObs. There is nothing to slow the Blademaster here, so this Slaughterhouse is definitely going to fall. Lich has joined the army here. Frost Armor first on the DK already. As you can see, the ghouls are gonna have to fall back into the safety of this behind this backline of the Ziggurats. Now he's just realizing he's losing 1 ghoul here for free. But at the same time, he has scouted the Shadowhunter creeping here with his skeleton, and he's gonna come in, he's gonna get the last hit here. Shadowhunter luckily did grab a speed scroll already, and he has to use that one right now. One of the grunts is gonna fall. Is he perhaps gonna get the surround on the other one? No, he's not even trying to do so. Grunt is gonna get away. But HasuObs is getting basically the entire creep camp here, getting level 3. So that's, I think, definitely worth it. This creep check, preventing the Shadowhunter from getting any XP, getting some XP on his own, and basically equalizing in terms of XP. He does have the lumber to rebuild the Slaughterhouse. He's doing so just now. Blademaster is being seen here by the Shade. He did pick up the Invoke Potion though, and he's going to be able to get away. I mean, level 3 is great for the time being. Eventually he's going to want to get level 4, but there's no rush for doing so. KnOfF interestingly plays this without Spirit Lodge, so he's only going to have Raiders, Grunts, and eventually, you know, Kodo or Headhunters or whatever he wants to add here. So yeah, now it is the time usually when the Orc really wants to secure his superior level on his second hero compared to the Undead second hero. But thus far, he didn't get all too far with that because of the creep check as his network expansion previously. Blademaster gets the heal salve here, he's going to be able to continue harassment. I imagine he's going to want to pick up a Clarity Potion here. Tier 2 also still, so KnOfF is going for a lot of investment into units, let's put it like that. He's gonna want to end up, I mean, we can already see it, HasuObs with 34 supply against 43 of KnOfF. He's gonna want to end up with a quite huge army, but quite low tech, which, you know, could point towards him going for an expansion soon, which he should be able to hold for, or which should be difficult to attack too early on for HasuObs. But let's just take a quick look here. Blademaster gets the last hit, gets the Tome of Strength. Another little bit of XP stolen here. As we can see, the Lich is still far from where he wants to be in terms of XP. Same time, Shadowhunter found the Boots of Speed here. Yeah, and as Happy says here in the chat, that's a risk that KnOfF definitely runs here. If he doesn't go for the expansion with this sort of strategy, with this sort of unit mix that he's relying on here, which is basically thus far only Grunts and Raiders, HasuObs is just going to play this extremely passively. And once he's gathered a big tier 3 army and it's got everything he wants to have, then it's going to be difficult for KnOfF to deal with that kind of army if he only relies on the unit composition that he does rely on currently. So first Kodo is out. KnOfF did reach level 3 in the meantime though on his Shadowhunter. The Death Knight did get the last hit here with the coil, and he picked up the energy pendant. 47 supply in the meantime for KnOfF, 43 for HasuObs. He's getting the destroyer upgrade. He's gonna be getting the orb now, I imagine. Yes, he does so. Blademaster continues doing some creeping on his own, wondering what he's gonna want to do with the item because his inventory is entirely full. Maybe he's gonna wait for the Shadow Hunter to arrive here. And speaking of the Shadow Hunter, he did pick up the Boots of Speed, heal potion here, heal scroll here. Boots of Speed have been sold. And the Blademaster just creeps this camp entirely. As I said, level 3 was fine, but now that his Shadow Hunter is also level 3, he can slowly look to get more XP on his Blademaster. And look at HasuObs. I imagine he didn't scout here for a while, and he's just heading down here in this direction, expecting KnOfF to perhaps go for the expansion already. And there's the PN moving down, but that one isn't gonna do all too much. I imagine HasuObs is seeing it though, but he's not going for it yet. 2 destroyers have been more of the first Bat Riders out. I don't think he's got web. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, this one didn't do all too much, but he would have gotten killed anyways, I imagine, if he didn't go ahead and detonate there onto the destroyer. And yeah, this push is going to be very painful. The Shadow Hunter actually doesn't have the TP, and the Blademaster just staffed back. The Blademaster TP'd on his own, so I imagine the army was perhaps mispositioned. I'm not really sure what happened there, but the Blademaster TPing back all on his own. He is not going to do anything against this army, and he's going to lose all of his burrows. And HasuObs doesn't even need to fight here. He can just TP out, get a huge army, and then come back and fight against KnOfF, who's not going to be able to build any new units for the next couple of minutes even. Then again, maybe HasuObs can't just fight here after all, because the position seems quite fine. It's going to be quite difficult for KnOfF to get into a good angle here in the back of his own base. He has basically not really any great defender's advantage here. I mean, he's got the PNs, but those aren't doing anything. He doesn't have burrows. He's got a shop, which is alright. And okay, HasuObs decides to TP. Nevertheless, as I said, he can TP out. He doesn't need to fight here, even though the position may not have been all too terrible. But yeah, just looking at his destroyers quickly here, they are out of mana, so I guess he's gonna wanna take things slowly and get a new fight eventually with newly morphed destroyers with new mana. And just, you know, take a fight in which he should definitely be able to win. So this was very huge, potentially game deciding even. I'm not sure if you don't win. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there with the town portal. I was just expecting him to TP in entirely, but I guess he must have just run away from his Blademaster with his army, and then he had to run back and just gave HasuObs the opportunity to kill all of his burrows. So yeah, that wasn't all too great. No expansion for KnOfF now, obviously. HasuObs with Invo Potion on the Lich, no scrolls, no potions otherwise. Still 50 supply for him, no upgrades. And KnOfF is positioning himself a little bit awkwardly. The Lich is still level 2 only. And Speed Coil used. Can he dispel with the Destroyer? He's trying to. And he's getting the dispel on a little bit of the army that has been Speed Scrolled. And now he's producing over 50 supply, perhaps anticipating a unit loss here. Research complete. Blademaster is chilling at the bottom. And yeah, first Forest Troll, Berserker is falling, first Raider is falling, finally the Blademaster is coming in. But another bad start into this fight. Hex gets dispelled on the DK here. For one Bat Rider is coming in. The Blademaster is finally cutting down the first Fiend. The next dispel should be coming here any second, and it does so. The Fiend should be called here any second by HasuObs, but he decides to rather go for the Kodo Beast, trading off the Fiend here, or apparently being willing to trading off the Fiend. Now the Lich needs to be healed. Invo Potion used immediately, perhaps in anticipation of an incoming Hex, but the Death Knight is actually out of mana. I just see it now, so there are no more coils available, and he has already passed the Town Portal onto the Lich, anticipating a hero focus here, which should be happening, but it looks like it's going to happen onto the DK as KnOfF realized what was happening with the Town Portal, and HasuObs transferring the Town Portal back onto his DK, saving all his heroes, perhaps, yes, barely saving all of his heroes. And that was still a good fight for HasuObs, but I'm really surprised that he took it that early on. I'm not sure if KnOfF realizes that the Fiend is still here. I guess not. Yeah, KnOfF doesn't really have a lot remaining. Still, I think if HasuObs had waited like 30 seconds longer and brought one more statue with him to morph more mana, I think the fight would have been even better. But still, it seems like it was the correct decision. He has a pretty decent army left standing. He has level 4-3 almost, 4-3-2 on his heroes, whereas KnOfF at only 4-3, and he has barely any units left. There's the 3 grunts and the 2 heroes. That's basically it. Bring another raider in, having another P, and perhaps just scout here. Or is he even scouting for an expansion? Maybe. Or he could just have him scout here, you know, to not lose all burrows again to a push with destroyers. HasuObs, is he buying a new town portal? Perhaps he's waiting for it, but wow, that would be a long wait. I think he could also sell the Dust of Appearance since he's got the shades right now. KnOfF doing some more creeping here. What did he find? Another Boots of Speed. Well, he sold one previously, the one he found up here, so yeah, definitely not the luckiest item source. But yeah, the DK can afford waiting here since he's got the Staff of Teleportation, so HasuObs making some good use of that. Now he's morphing, or at least he drained the mana on one of the destroyers. He's at 54 supply against 42, and KnOfF is gonna have a pretty difficult time holding this one. Got the Blade Master, a couple of grunts, a couple of raiders. What's down here? Ah, the 1 grunt. Maybe the pacifist grunt here. Doesn't feel like defending, and HasuObs is just going for the burrows. Again, Howl of Terror used here. Of course, there is no Dispel for the Undead, for the Orc available. One Bat Rider coming out, doing some damage immediately, but the coil on the Destroyer saves it. HasuObs with the burrow just in time. There also is no Dust of Appearance on the Orcs heroes, and HasuObs is just able to snipe out unit after unit. His army is way too big at this point. The statue might fall here, but so are all of the Orc units. 1 grunt is remaining. The Death Knight is staying very far away. Was it a heal potion? I think so. Must have bought that onto the Lich. Coil comes on top of things. Now the Death Knight is out of mana. And now, I mean, it doesn't matter, but now that he could maybe focus the Lich with the DK being out of mana, he decides to focus the DK. He still has a Hex, so DK needs to be a little bit careful, but the Blade Master is so slow here. Unless he gets like 4 crits in a row, this isn't gonna happen, and it isn't. HasuObs needs to make sure to get the Pit Lord in range here, and he does so once again. KnOfF lost everything. HasuObs is still at 56 supply, looking extremely strong here. He is on level 4. He has level 2 aura though, so perhaps he should have gone for level 1 Death Pact instead of level 2 aura. Then he could have stayed in there, just sack a Fiend and you know, stay in the fight and finish the game. But he's bought 2 heal potions, used 1, and it looks like he doesn't want to wait anymore. He's going for the Orc base immediately again. Another raider is out in the meantime for KnOfF. Shade sees everything here. Where's the Blade Master? He's in the middle and does use just at the right time. I think the Shade must have seen the Blade Master passing by. And HasuObs is just making sure to not get surprised through it all. Doesn't even allow the Blade Master to get in reach of his own army. And yeah, KnOfF trying to set up a tower right now. The shop is going to be the first victim if he decides not to engage. He's got 1 more mana potion on the Shadow Hunter. On the Blade Master, he still has the big heal potion. Blade Master hasn't really been focused in this game thus far. The next Bat Rider is coming in here, but he never was able to gather like multiple Bat Riders to actually get the kill on one of these statues or destroyers. And now he's going to be forced to even fight in a pretty awkward position. There is no retreating space on the Shadow Hunter. He gets Coil Nova and he gets killed. The Bat Rider gets swept. The Headhunter is going to get killed, level 3, even on the Pit Lord. And there is the kill. And there is the GG. And yeah, the game basically was decided by a huge mistake by KnOfF, not defending his base properly at all against that push by HasuObs with the destroyers and the fiends. And he lost, I mean, losing all his burrows for free is nothing that KnOfF could afford in you know, the somewhat equal position that he was in. He didn't get the greatest mid game when his Shadow Hunter was interrupted while creeping, but he still got a little bit of an XP advantage at least. Level 3 SH against level 2 Lich, which is fine given that he didn't invest into walkers, which makes the map control on tier 2 a lot easier compared to, you know, when he's not investing into walkers as he did. So I think he was in an okay position. This expansion would have been late. Even if HasuObs hadn't gotten away with so much damage inside the orc base. Imagine if HasuObs hadn't pushed there and PN that went to the bottom would have just set up the expansion. I think KnOfF may still have had a hard time to defend against an eventual big push with a big tier 3 undead army against that. But, you know, we've never got to see it since KnOfF screwed up with his town portal. And therefore HasuObs is leading 1-0. He's one map away from going into the playoffs. And if he wins the second map, Secret Valley, then he's going to do so.